What is going on, guys? Thanks for coming back for another moto vlog. I hope all you guys had a good week. I know I did, because I got to ride my motorcycle. Speaking of that, the weather has been absolutely crazy recently. You guys know that I put out a quad video last weekend. It was a blizzard. The weekend before that, I was riding the Daytona again, and the weekend before that, I was on the quad again. So it's absolutely ridiculous. Kind of the change in weather that we're having up in South Dakota right now. Of course, I couldn't pass up this 60-degree day in the dead of January to ride my motorcycle, so that's exactly what I'm doing today. And I thought I'd come out and make a short video for you guys. What do we have here? What the heck is that thing? Oh, sick. KTM what? I should know that. I don't even know what that is. I got some more kids waving at me. That happened in last video too. That's so funny. So what is this? A KTM? Oh, he's got his kid on the back too. A KTM? I don't even know. I should know what that bike is, but I don't. Woo! It's a little sandy up here. I haven't been this far out in the hills yet this year, so we're probably likely going to run into a lot of sand, which you guys can already see, and probably some snow, and it's definitely getting colder, I can feel. So I don't know, I might turn back, I'm not sure. Yeah, the roads are definitely like covered in sand, which is not ideal. And here we go, there's snow. It's amazing, just like the elevation change. And we probably only went up like maybe 100, probably more than that, probably a couple hundred feet, but all of a sudden there's, you know, snow in the yards. It's pretty crazy actually. And not to mention the temperature change. It feels 20 degrees colder, and we just really went up a slight hill, like I said, probably a couple hundred feet or so. And I don't know, the weather just completely changed. Alright, so anyways, on to the actual topic of the video I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully some people are still watching. I know I rambled on for like a solid couple minutes about the weather and other nonsense. But I wanted to come out and talk to you guys today about steering stabilizers or steering dampeners for your motorcycle. Yeah, I think this is where I'm going to turn around. It's like getting way colder and the wind picked up. Not trying to like crash my motorcycle, so. Oh, can we avoid it? Oh, so much sand. A few things that I want to cover about steering stabilizers are, what is a steering stabilizer? I mean, what does it do? What's its function? And do you actually need one? Or, you know, how beneficial is it to you on your motorcycle? So if you guys don't know, the Triumph Daytona 675, I have a 2007, came stock with a steering stabilizer. And that was actually something that kind of set this bike apart from some of the other Japanese 600cc sport bikes, is that the Triumph decided to put a steering dampener, you know, OEM from the manufacturer on their motorcycle. Anyways, let's go ahead and start talking about what is a steering stabilizer and what does it really do. So the easiest analogy, or kind of the easiest way I can explain what a steering stabilizer does, is to kind of compare it to your bike's suspension system. A steering stabilizer, or dampener as some people call it, is nothing more than just a suspension system for your motorcycle steering. And you guys might be thinking, oh wait, but we already have a suspension system for the steering. Obviously, that's just the front forks, right? Well, a steering stabilizer is actually a suspension system side to side rather than up and down. Every motorcycle obviously has front suspension to, you know, may absorb just the standard bumps in the road, or maybe you run over like a log or something like that. That's what this front suspension is for, is to absorb that impact vertically, up and down. What a steering stabilizer... Okay, alright buddy. Alright, whatever dude. I tell you, That's something that I can't really stand is like when there's a crosswalk like literally 50 to 100 feet down the road. Why? I mean, you don't have the right of way. You can't just jaywalk across the road like that. Not to mention, that guy didn't really have one pep in his step. He was just strolling right across the road, making all the cars stop just for him. One of the main things a steering stabilizer is meant to prevent is something that's called the death wobble, or other people refer to it as a tank slapper.
Just about the ideal material. Oh, look at this! This is Paul Lorry in a big tank slapper at the bottom of Bray Hill and into the bank.
A tank slapper is basically when your motorcycle just goes into an uncontrollable wobble. Usually it's caused by vibrations, just some weird geometry of your motorcycle in that split second, or possibly rider error from, you know, overcorrecting in a turn, something like that. But usually a death wobble can just happen in a straight line. But you guys can imagine what a steering stabilizer does in that situation is it dampens those wobbles. So instead of your wheel going like this, it'll probably only go like this or something like that, and hopefully you can recover from it. So a steering stabilizer in that situation be, you know, super beneficial. And if anyone watching has ever gone into a tank slapper, I know you guys can all attest to the fact that it's probably one of the most scary things that you can experience on a motorcycle, because you just can't really recover from it. The motorcycle is basically uncontrollable. And I will say, if you don't have a steering stabilizer and ever get into a tank slapper, how you get out of it is actually pretty counterintuitive. You're actually supposed to accelerate out of it and, you know, take some of that pressure or force off your front wheel and front of your motorcycle. And usually, sometimes, hopefully, that will bring your bike out of the wobble. But of course, that's no guarantee. That's kind of only if you and your motorcycle get lucky and your motorcycle can pull out of it. I would say, I mean, I don't really have any statistics. Get in your own lane, buddy. I don't have any statistics or anything like that, but I would say half the time, usually they end up in crashes. So on to my next point of, do you need one? Or, you know, should you get one if you don't have one? And it's, I guess, more or less opinion based, but in my opinion, I definitely would get one if I were you. I know that I would put one on any motorcycle I had that didn't have one. Go, 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 go. Oh, no foot down, yes. And that's really because a steering stabilizer can help you prevent yourself from getting into a hairy situation and or crashing your motorcycle. Not to mention that, you know, it does make you feel a little bit more confident and secure. God, can you take that turn any slower? It does make you feel a little bit more confident and secure when, you know, riding at high speeds or cornering your motorcycle. Oh, man. What a j***. He didn't even stop for her. And I have had a few situations when I've been on this motorcycle where I've kind of thought to myself, you know, if I didn't have a steering stabilizer, you know, would I have crashed, or would it have been worse? Would I have gone into like a little bit of a wobble? Oh, God. And I don't know if I necessarily would have crashed, but the few situations I have had, I mean, I can tell you they probably would have been worse had I not had a steering stabilizer on the bike. So if you guys are wanting to maybe investigate getting a steering stabilizer on your motorcycle, I know there's a lot of them out there and there's a lot of different manufacturers. The one that's on my bike really actually isn't all that great. I mean, something's better than nothing though, right? The best manufacturer out there right now is definitely Öhlins. They make a really good one that goes right here. And I know, I mean, personally, I don't really like the top mounted ones, but, you know, if you don't have a mounting spot stock on your bike, you're definitely going to have to get a top mounted one. In my opinion, a steering stabilizer is probably one of the best like safety upgrades you could do to your motorcycle, besides, you know, getting a new set of tires or brakes. So, you know, it might be worthwhile looking into if you don't have one. So guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely leave them below. And I will see you guys next Saturday for another motovlog.